look around and imagine what the ancient Hawaiians might have thought of these beautiful pools. You'll find plenty of places to jump in and swim, but please use some common sense and be aware that flash flooding can occur, so be careful. You really could spend the better part of a day at the pools of Ohio. There are 4 pools below the bridge and 20 pools above the bridge, and they're equally beautiful and refreshing. If you brought food and a blanket, the bluff next to the pools is an ideal place for a picnic with an ocean view. Want to take one of the prettiest hikes in all of Hawaii? The trailhead to Waimoku Waterfall begins right across the street from the ranger station. This well-marked path will carry you through pastures and into a magnificent bamboo forest. The quiet sound of the bamboo swaying in the wind will be a Maui memory forever. At the end of this 2-mile hike is the impressive 400-foot Waimoku Waterfall. Hana has been called one of the last Hawaiian places, and its beauty can be a salvation, a welcome solace from the troubles of life. There's more to Maui Island of the Sun right after these messages. You're watching the Maui Visitor Channel, MVC, your complete source for all things Maui. It looks like the moon or Mars. Streaks of red, orange, and green paint a portrait of a rich geological past and offer solace for the soul. Sunrise at Haleakala lifts the spirit. From its fiery birth about 2 million years ago, this vast landscape has evolved into a geological fantasy land. Haleakala National Park is an incredible place where visitors can encounter the splendor of nature and discover the local history that surrounds it.
Quite often when we think of volcanoes like Mount St. Helens and Mount Fuji that erupt very violently. And those type of volcanoes make up about 95% of the world's volcanoes. Here in Hawaii, we make up about 5% of the other type of volcanoes called shield volcanoes, which are formed by hotspots within the mantle.
These hotspots that burst through the Earth's crust created Maui and all the other Hawaiian islands.
Here at Haleakala, what's referred to as Haleakala Crater is actually not formed by a volcanic eruption, rather it's formed by erosional processes. And those processes would include rain, wind, streams, ice. And this erosional valley was filled by later eruptions. And you can see those eruptions down there by the cinder cones that you see. And at the top of each of those cinder cones is a true volcanic crater formed by an eruption.
And while modern science reveals the geological history, Hawaiian legend tells a different story of Haleakala.
One of the stories that we have of Pele in her travels through the Hawaiian chain is here at Haleakala. At this elevation, it's a little chilly. Yeah? Pele also found it a little chilly. And so she would take her fire stick and create little fires all around the floor. That's what the Hawaiians believe these cinder cones are, little fireplaces.
A few reminders when traveling to Haleakala. First, driving time is about 2 to 3 hours to the summit. there is no gas or food available in the park. Weather and viewing conditions are constantly changing. Be prepared for cold, wet, windy weather. Dress in layered clothing that stays warm when it gets wet. Call this number for the National Weather Service. Also, high altitude can cause health complications, so those with respiratory or heart conditions should consult a physician. If you plan to hike into Haleakala, Ranger John Lorettig has some valuable advice to keep in mind.
The weather can change in just 5 or 10 minutes, so be prepared with rain gear, sunscreen, hat, and drink plenty of water and bring something to eat also, and enjoy all the trails we have.
The Park Headquarter Visitor Center is located just inside the park on the right-hand side. It's open daily. Maps, brochures, and books are available, as well as information on park programs and hikes.
Haleakala National Park is an amazing place to see the powerful forces of nature and what has been created up here.
This place is closer to the heavens, so that in itself pulls you spiritually to come. This is where you can visually see creation, so you can look out and feel the beginning.
Sunset at Haleakala can enlighten the spirit, offering a glimpse into its history, as well as an understanding of those who have been here before.
Here are a few tips when visiting Haleakala National Park. Sunrise viewing is very popular, so be aware of possible long wait times at the park entrance and limited parking at the summit itself, which is an additional 40-minute drive from the park entrance. Your minimum drive times from Lahaina is about 3 hours, from Wailea about 2.5 hours, and from Kahului it's about 2 hours. Temperatures at the summit are at least 20 degrees colder than at sea level, so bundle up, dress appropriately, and also be high winds. And at 10,000 feet above sea level, you should also be cautious if you have a respiratory or heart condition. You may want to consider a later morning or afternoon visit to avoid the sunrise crowds. And the sunsets can also be awesome. There's no food or gas available in the park. For more information about your visit to Haleakala National Park, just log on to nps.gov/Hale or HALE.
On the western slopes of Haleakala, just below the cloud line, exists an idyllic setting stretching from Kula and Ulapalakua in the south to Makawao in the north. This is Maui's upcountry. The charm of this rural region is, well, country. The hills dotted with cattle and horses are plentiful with flower and vegetable farms. Upcountry is peaceful, unpretentious, and not too anxious to reveal her secrets. It will, however, surprise you with a past that's quite remarkable, boasting stories of sea captains, kings, and cowboys. It also tells fantastic tales of fortunes made and lost.
My family started farming about 4 generations ago. I don't know how many years, but it's over close to 100 years ago. And right now I'm still in the cabbage business, growing cabbage, a 4th generation farmer up in Kula area.
From Hawaii's early years to the present day, the area known as Kula has been Maui's agricultural district, traditionally growing taro and sweet potatoes under a system of land divisions called ahupua'as. These zones represented areas of forest, agriculture, shoreline, and ocean, and each provided the goods and resources of their district. Kula, with its seemingly endless bounty of fruits and vegetables, helped fuel both history and events for over 200 years, supplying kings with provisions to trade for their war chests and sea captains with fortunes from land leases and plantations. Kula and her rich, fertile soil supplied them all. With this enterprise came waves of immigration to help work the land. Landowners bought, sold, and merged to form modern dynasties. And as you can see, some of the names still remain as towns, stores, and landmarks. All of them reminders of Upcountry's past. Today, Upcountry farmers are once again embracing changes in the agricultural landscape as culinary kings demand organic produce and exotic fruits. And Hawaiians trade island-made products in new marketing ventures. All of them making a little history of their own. Traveling south further down the road is Ulapalakua,
home of Maui Wine's vineyards.
Visitors can stop and sample local wines, enjoy the scenery, and at the same time get a small taste of Ulapalakua history. Imagine what the estate must have looked like over 100 years ago. Back then it was called Rose Ranch. Peacocks roamed, Lokilani roses bloomed, and King Kalakaua, a frequent guest, enjoyed his own cottage. It was a brief yet elegant time until ranching replaced royalty. Ulapalakua Ranch soon took its place in cattle ranching history as the home to several world-renowned Hawaiian paniolos. Today, it's one of Maui's largest working cattle ranches. Why, you're more likely to see these modern paniolos roping steer and driving cattle from their ATVs. Reminiscent of days gone by, the paniolos at Haleakala Ranch still keep busy rounding up cattle and tending to the business of modern-day ranching.
Initially, when the vaqueros came in, they were brought in to educate the Hawaiians as to, how to rope and ride and handle cattle, seeing as they didn't have any experience whatsoever prior to that. And they seemed to have been good students, and it was something that just fell into their culture and their personality, and it's continued on till today.
Despite the modern changes, Maui's Upcountry has kept its Paniolo heritage alive. Each year, roping and equestrian skills are tested at our state's biggest rodeo in Makawao, Hawaii's cowboy town. Upcountry. It's the kind of country that only Maui could offer. The next time you travel up these cloud-lined slopes, let your senses come alive and imagine. With a little curiosity, you too can rediscover a part of Maui's historical past. Stay tuned for more Maui, Island of the Sun.
You're watching the Maui Visitor Channel, MVC, your complete source for all things Maui.
Head to the upper regions of Haleakala Crater, and you'll discover an area that's turned into one of Maui's most interesting personalities. It's Upcountry. You'll find rows of hardy produce next to fields of fragile flowers, contemporary boutiques with rustic storefronts. These colorful contrasts are tempered by landscapes so peaceful and serene that some people have called Upcountry the place where earth meets heaven. Indeed, there is something heavenly about these gentle rolling hills and panoramic ocean views, vast ranches washed in vivid emerald, and botanical gardens that resemble an artist's palette. Sitting on the 3,000-foot level of Haleakala, Upcountry spans from the redwood heights of Ulapalakua to the lower boundaries of Pukalani, so there's plenty of area to explore. If you're coming back from Hana or from the top of Haleakala, the first place you want to check out is the Ulapalakua Ranch.
You won't miss the ranch because you'll be greeted by these cowboys in front of the general store. The highlight of this ranch is the Maui Wine Winery, the only winery on the island. The ranch grows about 20 acres of carnelian grapes, and from these grapes produce several different varieties of wine. They even make a special wine from pineapple. You can take a tour of the winery and stop by the wine tasting room.
Aside from the winery, Ulupalakua Ranch is made up of 18,000 acres of rangeland, owned and operated by real-live cowboys, Pardee Erdman and his son Sumner. The ranch raises 5,000 head of cattle, and in 1988 the ranch imported about 40 elk for breeding purposes. Today, the herd's already over 200. Heading down from Ulupalakua, you'll pass through Kula. In these parts, temperatures average about 10 to 15 degrees lower than the rest of the island. So upcountry, and Kula in particular, is the perfect place to grow those sweet Maui onions. And flowers of every shape, size, and color. To see them in their natural setting, drive along the Lower Kula Road, Highway 37, and stop by a botanical garden. Those who like to hike and camp should head out to Poli Poli State Park. It's a little difficult to find, but well worth the trip. Call the number on your screen for detailed directions and cabin reservations. Once you arrive, you may question whether or not you're still on Maui when you see the hardy redwoods towering overhead. It's just another example of upcountry's diverse personality. Also worth seeing is the Hui Noiau. Located on Baldwin Avenue, it's formerly the estate of the pioneering Baldwin family. The Hui Noiau serves as a visual arts center, offering exhibitions and art classes to visitors and the general public. Another highlight of upcountry is Makawao, the little town with a big reputation. Makawao is cowboy country, with hitching posts, saddleries, and its very own watering hole. Take a walk downtown and you'll see all sorts of people celebrating themselves. Old-timers and new-agers, country sophisticates and aging hippies, gritty cowboys and eccentric artists. It's this individualistic attitude that makes Makawao the fitting place to honor Independence Day. Come the 4th of July and thousands of people don cowboy hats and boots to join the real Paniolo's, or Hawaiian cowboys, for an old-fashioned rodeo, kicked off with a morning parade. And in the afternoon, it's showtime at the rodeo arena with bronco bucking, bull riding, calf roping, and horse prancing. Yep, Makawao is still wild on the 4th. So plan to take a drive around upcountry. You'll discover a colorful personality with an enchanting mixture of all-American independence and island-style charm. There's more of Maui Island of the Sun after these messages.
The Hawaiian Islands, the land of aloha, images of palm-fringed white sand beaches, hula girls, ukulele and flower lays abound. And the reality isn't far from the dream. Come along, hele mai, as we sort out fact and fiction in Hawaii 101. The ukulele was born in Hawaii. It was adapted from a small stringed instrument similar to a guitar of Portuguese origin called the braguinha or machete. In 1879, among a second group of Portuguese immigrants who arrived in Hawaii on the ship Ravenscraig were musicians who played the instrument and craftsmen who could make it. Manuel Nunez, the man generally recognized as having put the uk in ukulele, along with fellow shipmates and wood craftsmen Augusto Diaz and Jose do Espirito Santo, were the first to build and popularize the ukulele in Hawaii. Samuel Kamaka Sr. of Kamaka ukulele fame was brought on as an apprentice of Nunez, and the rest, as they say, is history. British Army officer Edward Purvis became adept at playing the machete and often entertained the court of King David Kalakaua. One story has it that his fingers flew nimbly up and down the fretboard like the movement of jumping fleas. Another says Kalakaua's sister Liliuokalani preferred the poetic translation of the Hawaiian word uku as gift and lele to come, because the ukulele was the gift that came from Portugal. In 1915, the largest gathering of people outside of Hawaii first heard the ukulele being played by Hawaiian musicians at the Panama Pacific International Exposition in San Francisco, celebrating the completion of the Panama Canal. The following year, more Hawaiian records were sold in North America than any other type of record. An ukulele craze ensued during the 1920s by vaudeville performers, and then on TV programs in the 1950s by Arthur Godfrey. Throughout the 20th century, Hawaiian musicians used the ukulele primarily as a rhythm instrument to accompany dancers or vocalists. The most common type measured 21 inches long, typically had 4 strings, and was played by strumming or plucking the strings. Several young virtuosos featured it as a solo or lead instrument in picking notes instead of singing the melody. And slack key tuning on ukulele has joined the mix as the instrument reaches a broader audience of music lovers. Today, the ukulele remains popular with amateur and professional players all around the world. Chris Kamaka of Kamaka Ukuleles.
I think why Hawaii embraced the ukulele so much and has been such a part of our life is that it's a simple instrument. It creates such a beautiful sound, and it just accompanied, for instance, like the hula and a lot of the Hawaiian songs so beautifully, and it just kind of fit right into what we do here, watching hula teachers playing the instrument and watching the girls dance. It's just so melodic and so simple. You can take it anywhere, down to the beach. You can pull it out and just kanikapila, and everybody's worries go away.
It's impossible to think of Hawaii today without the ukulele. And in 2015, the ukulele was designated as the official state modern musical instrument, assuring that the ukulele will always be synonymous with Hawaii.
This is a baritone ukulele, very deep. When they're like 40. Is the tape rolling? I'm very shy.
Oh, this is great.
I'm in here today because I'm picking up my ukulele. See how pretty it is? It was all kabuska vali. It had major tumors and major cancer action. I had this ukulele for over 20 years, and I brought it in a couple of weeks ago, and look how brand new it looks. He fixed my G string.
And it's beautiful.
It looks brand new. So yeah.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
You're watching the Maui Visitor Channel, your complete source for all things Maui.
Big gifts, little gifts, souvenirs, or just because. Here on Maui, they're all great gifts. Here's a few we recommend. Everyone loves to go home with a beautiful Hawaiian tan. Amazing Maui Bay Browning Lotion will give you a gorgeous, dark, long-lasting tan with just a short time in the sun. You'll truly be amazed by this natural, local tanning secret. You'll find it in stores island-wide. Big, little, souvenirs, or just because. These are a few of the great gifts you'll find here on Maui.
With breathtaking views, natural rolling fairways, beautifully contoured greens, mist-capped mountains, and the blue Pacific Ocean as a backdrop. It's certainly no surprise that Maui's golf courses have been consistently recognized as some of the best in the world by national golf and travel publications. The accolades for Maui's golf courses are endless. And with over 279 holes of golf, it's no wonder avid players return to Maui year after year. Many of the courses make use of the amazing natural beauty of the islands, with lava rock walls, indigenous foliage, and picture-perfect views of the neighboring islands. So sit back and relax as we give you a glimpse of golf on Maui. If you're planning to golf while here on Maui, there are a few things you should be aware of to help make your rounds on the links more enjoyable. Maui's ever-present sun makes for beautiful days, but also holds the potential for a nasty sunburn. So be sure and bring along hats, glasses, and sunscreen. And if you're playing 18 holes or more, be sure to reapply accordingly. You'll probably also be more aware of the effect of the cooling trade winds out on the course. These winds come predominantly from the northeast and usually pick up in the afternoon. If the trades are blowing strong, it's usually a good idea to add 2 or 3 clubs to your shot and try to swing easier and keep the ball low out of the wind. If you're trying to avoid the wind altogether, an early morning tee time could do the trick. It's also a good idea to ask at the pro shop about where the sun sets. The grass on the courses here on Maui will tend to grow in the direction of the setting sun, which will have a great effect on the run and break of the ball on the green. The break will also be affected heavily by good old gravity. Remember, you're on an island, and as such, the ball will usually want to break towards the ocean, no matter how far away it is. And a friendly reminder, don't forget about basic etiquette on the course, like breaking sand traps after play, replacing all your divots, and repairing any damaged greens. Chances are, with Maui's 16 exceptional courses, 2 on Lanai and 1 on Molokai, you'll have no problem finding one to fit your playing ability, wherever you are in the Magic Isles. At all of these outstanding golf destinations, you can find well-stocked clubhouses with plenty of golf equipment, souvenirs, and top-of-the-line club rentals. Many of the courses have great restaurants where you can enjoy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And all of the courses offer practice areas, including driving, chipping, and putting ranges. And some courses even offer state-of-the-art instruction with computer-aided video assist, GPS integration, and world-class instructors. So while you're here on Maui, don't pass up the opportunity to play a few rounds of golf in paradise. Get out and enjoy the spectacular views, ideal weather, and experience some of the best golf in the world.
Did you know that Maui is located on the same latitude as the Sahara Desert? With the sun directly overhead for most of the day and the reflective glares from sand and sea, it's painfully easy to get a second-degree burn in very little time out in the Maui sun. So use caution and, of course, sunscreen. But please keep in mind that not all sunscreens are created equally. Some ingredients in many of the sunscreens available today have been proven to damage the fragile marine coral reef environment. contributing to coral bleaching, which basically kills off the living coral reef. Be sure to read the label on sunscreens even if they claim to be reef safe, and try to avoid sunscreens containing these harmful ingredients. Other reef-safe sunscreen habits that can help maintain the coral reef's vital health are applying sunscreen at least 10 to 15 minutes before entering the ocean and thoroughly rubbing into the skin. Also, applying only to the face, neck, feet, and backs of hands can reduce sunscreen loads in the ocean by 90%. And wearing sun protective clothing like hats and long-sleeve UV rash guards can also help to reduce the amount of sunscreen in our oceans. So get sunscreen smart and be sure to only use sunscreens that are safe for our seas.
You're watching the Maui Visitor Channel, your complete source for all things Maui.
Be sure and check out MVC's YouTube channel and watch all the content you see here on the Maui Visitor Channel streaming on YouTube. Or view any of our content there as well, on demand, anytime, anywhere. Look for the red live frame and check out all things Maui at your leisure, streaming to your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV, in the comfort of your car, home, or office, anywhere in the world, anytime, with MVC's YouTube channel. Or share all of MVC's informative, engaging programming with friends and family before they come to Maui, so they can get the lowdown on what's up on Maui. YouTube and the Maui Visitor Channel, a match made in paradise. Search for Maui Visitor Channel online and look for the YouTube channel. Or go to youtube.com and search for Maui Visitor Channel there. And let the viewing begin.
With rich soil, gently sloping foothills, and the perfect mix of sun and clouds, Hawaii is the ideal place to grow coffee. Here on Maui, the lower hillsides of the West Maui Mountains provide the best growing conditions for creating some of the most celebrated coffees in the world. The original Ka'anapali Coffee Estate is the largest on the island, with 500 acres of former sugarcane fields now growing 4 different coffee varieties: Red Cat Wai, Yellow Katura, Typica, and Mocha. Early winter rains and pollination help coffee trees blossom, with the flowers eventually turning into what are known as coffee cherries. These cherries are allowed to ripen before they're harvested, just like the grapes that are used to make fine wine. Then, state-of-the-art machines shake the coffee tree just enough to harvest the fully matured red cherries, leaving the green ones to ripen some more. The matured cherries undergo a technique called wet processing to remove the beans. Once removed, the coffee beans are dried, milled, and finally ready to be roasted. The roasting process is a true art form that requires expert skill and timing. During roasting, the hidden essence of the beans' oils are released, giving each coffee variety its own unique character. Then and only then is the coffee bean ready for grinding, brewing, and enjoying. So while you're on vacation, don't forget to taste some of the richest, most flavorful coffee in the world, made right here on Maui.
We encourage visitors to do what we call travel pono. Travel in a way that is positive for the thousands of miles of ocean that surround us. Reefs cover less than 1% of our Earth's surface, but have over 25% of the marine life. So we have a really important job to protect this reef that's here. These are microplastics. This is what happens to your water bottle once it ends up in the ocean. Wildlife is very much interacting with the plastic that goes into our ocean. Probably triggerfish bites, maybe a small shark. The other really important thing is choose sunscreens that don't have toxic chemicals. Look at the label and choose those that are only active ingredients of zinc oxide and/or titanium dioxide. The more people who experience what the ocean has to offer, I think the healthier our planet's going to be.
Aloha and welcome back. I'm Celeste Akeo. While visiting Maui in 1866, American legend Mark Twain discovered a verdure-clad needle of stone 1,000 feet high that stepped out from behind a corner and mounted guard over the mysteries of the valley. He was writing about one of Maui's most historically significant sites, where the epic Battle of Kepanivai was fought, and it is there, at the majestic Iao Needle, where we continue our visual exploration of Maui.
While here on Maui or any of the other Hawaiian Islands, be sure to check out our sister station, Experience Hawaii, in high definition, where you can experience the best Hawaii has to offer. Broadcast statewide, Experience Hawaii takes you to places you've never been before or even seen before, and you'll meet a few interesting individuals along the way. And it's all in amazing high definition right in your home. This is Eye Candy Island style. Join us at Experience Hawaii for a visual journey around these magnificent islands we call home. From stunning landscapes, seascapes, and sunsets to special features exploring the beauty and individuality of our islands. Experience the very best Hawaii has to offer. Experience Hawaii in high definition. Available throughout the Hawaiian Islands.
You're watching the Maui Visitor Channel, MVC, your complete source for all things Maui.
You're watching the Maui Visitor Channel, your complete source for all things Maui. Maui's art scene is alive. The wonderful magic of Hawaii's natural beauty has long been a muse for artists, spurring an outpouring of creation spanning all mediums and genres. Painters, sculptors, carvers, photographers, and more have put paint to canvas and chisel to stone to try to convey the timeless allure of Hawaii. So sit back, relax, and come along with us on a tour of Maui's thriving art scene as we explore Maui in canvas and clay. With a bounteous palette of greens, yellows, and blues, and clay of red and brown, Mother Nature has painted, carved, and sculpted a magical paradise. A paradise that has inspired one of the most prolific outpourings of artistic expression the world has ever seen. The magic of Maui draws artists to her shores like a magnet, nurturing them as a mother nurtures her young. Almost everywhere you go on Maui, you'll see some artistic take on the ever-present beauty that is Maui. And with literally hundreds of artists actively working on Maui, it's been said that more art is sold here than any other place in the entire mainland, outside of New York City. And if you've ever been on Lahaina's famous Front Street on Friday night, art night, it's easy to see why. Nearly everywhere you look, the artistic uniqueness of Maui beckons both novice and expert alike. We hope we've provided you with a glimpse into the vibrant art scene here on Maui and perhaps whet your appetite for more. So as you're out and about on this beautiful island of Maui, take the time to take it all in and make the time to take in some of the most gorgeous art you'll ever enjoy. There's no experience on earth like a helicopter tour of Maui, from the Hana rainforest to the deep valleys of the West Maui Mountains to the soaring cliffs of Molokai. The only way to discover Maui's most spectacular sights is from the air. But when it comes to choosing your helicopter tour company, one name that's synonymous with excellence is Blue Hawaiian. Blue Hawaiian is the only aerial tour company in the world to receive the Star Diamond Award for outstanding quality and service from the American Academy of Hospitality Sciences. And they have received it every year since 1995. In fact, Blue Hawaiian is by far the most honored helicopter tour company in Hawaii. National Geographic has named Blue Hawaiian Hawaii's premier helicopter tour company. Every year since 1996, Frommer's Guide to Hawaii has recommended Blue and called them the Cadillac of helicopter tour companies. Blue has been inducted into the TripAdvisor Hall of Fame. Hawaii Magazine's readers have voted Blue Hawaii's #1 air tour company every year since the poll began. And the readers of the Maui News, like readers of newspapers all across the state, have voted Blue Hawaiian the #1 air tour company year after year. All these accolades are reflective of Blue Hawaiian's philosophy since its founding in 1985. Good enough is not enough. Blue Hawaiian's helicopter fleet is constantly being upgraded and renewed. Their pilots and mechanics are not only the best in the business, but also receive ongoing year-round training. Blue Hawaiian's state-of-the-art flight simulator maintains their skills and professionalism at the highest level. Small wonder that Blue Hawaiian is the only helicopter company honored by the Federal Aviation Administration year after year since 1997 with their Certificate of Excellence Diamond Award. Blue Hawaiian's dedication to safety also sets the industry standard. It was the first company certified in the United States under the Tour Operators Program of Safety and the first to be certified under the Helicopter Association's Platinum Program of Safety.
Blue is Hawaii's only helicopter tour company with a Federal Aviation Administration certified repair station, and the only one with a fully operational FAA-approved safety management system. Blue Hawaiian's dedication to preserving Hawaii's delicate ecology led to its key role in the development of the ultra-high-tech 21st century EcoStar helicopter, the first helicopter ever designed specifically for air touring. With first-class seats, raised seating in back, far more glass for fantastic sweeping views, and increased power for smooth and comfortable touring, the EcoStar is a significant upgrade for Blue Hawaiian's guests. But the name reflects the EcoStar's most important characteristic, its greatly reduced noise impact. It actually sounds a full 50% quieter over the ground due to its state-of-the-art technologies. This is so helpful for the environment, for the neighborhood's Blue Hawaiian overflies, as well as for hikers and visitors in wilderness areas. Blue Hawaiian was also chosen to be the world's first company to introduce the EcoStar, and maintains Hawaii's largest fleet of these magnificent machines, including the largest fleet of the amazing T2, the next generation of EcoStars. Plus, with the push of a button, guests can speak to their pilot, who is also a State of Hawaii certified tour guide, while 4 digital cameras capture each tour live. Guests can purchase a custom video after their flight, which includes interior shots of them on their tour, as well as their comments, questions to the pilot, and all of the music, which is programmed for the changing scenery. So remember, don't come all the way to Maui and miss seeing the real Maui, her stunning valleys, towering cliffs, cascading waterfalls, lush rainforests, and unforgettable sights. And the only way to see the real Maui is by helicopter. Blue Hawaiian invites you to come to their Maui Operations Center and compare them to any other helicopter tour company. You owe it to yourself to experience the Blue Hawaiian difference. Call 808-871-8844 or visit them at bluehawaiian.com.
Hi, I'm Bob Chambers, owner of Maui Dive Shop, the Maui Dive and Surf, and our new vessel, the Ali'i Nui. And I'm here today with my partner and general manager, Jeff Strong.
We've spent the last 30 years snorkeling, scuba diving, and boating here on Maui, and we'd like to take the next few minutes and show you some of what we've learned.
My passion has always been snorkeling and scuba diving, but my kids were raised in the water, and they're just wild about surfing, kayaking, and Maui's newest water sport, stand-up paddleboarding. You see, Maui truly is one of the greatest family fun destinations in the world.
So take a look around with us, and let's get wet. McKenna Landing is great for kayaking. What makes kayaking really special right here is you're in a protected bay and you've got lots and lots of lava flow formations. There's easy access to get your kayaks in, and you can kayak all the way down to Red Hill. In the front of McKenna Landing is a place called Turtle Town. It may be more accessible by boat. Captain Amber Hester from the Maui Dive Shop will tell you what's really available at Turtle Town.
Here at Turtle Town, we're in about 40 feet of water. There's a lava flow. The turtles like to hang out in the little caves that are formed by the lava flow. We're not allowed to harass them, chase them, ride them especially. We need to give them the respect that they deserve.
Halfway to Lahaina, at the 14-mile marker, is Olowalu. As you can see from the beach, this Olowalu site for kayaking is one of the main kayaking points on the west side. It not only offers easy access to the ocean, but it also offers a vast reef structure for phenomenal snorkeling.
If you're a kayaker, you'll find Olowalu offers really easy access to the water. But my favorite thing to do is to have an encounter with the green sea turtle at a spot right offshore we call Turtle Point. I just finished a great dive here at Turtle Point, where the water, as usual, is clear and there were plenty of turtles to see. And the best way for you to enjoy a snorkel or dive at Turtle Point is aboard one of the many fine vessels Maui has to offer, such as the Ali'i Nui.
Here we are at Aloha Beach in the heart of Wailea Resort. What you're going to find here is a really great location for both snorkeling and scuba diving. As you can see, the inner reef goes out to about 20 feet in depth. The outer reef goes out to about 40 feet in depth. There's a whole host of marine life on this reef. There's turtles, there's octopus, there's eels, there's even a big school of goatfish that comes in right when you come in.
Here we are at Black Rock in the heart of Kaanapali Beach, a very popular spot with our visitors to the island for snorkeling and diving. For sure you'll see turtles, a colorful array of our Hawaiian butterfly fish, and the largest nudibranch in the world we like to call the Spanish dancer. Welcome to Kapalua Bay, voted as having the best beach in the world. As you enter the bay, just snorkel to the rocky points on your right or left where you'll see an abundance of coral and colorful marine life. And one added thing, be careful not to snorkel too far offshore past the outside reef, as from time to time there can be dangerous currents.
Located approximately 10 miles west of Maui and a short boat ride away is the island of Lanai. It has the most incredible lava formations. You'll find lava tubes, archways, and of course the giant caverns known as the cathedrals, which are world famous. Here we are at Laniapoko Beach Park. This is a great location for beginning surfers, intermediate surfers, and even stand-up paddleboarders. It's got lots and lots of shade. It's got picnic tables and barbecues, showers, and even a kiddie pool that's protected from the ocean. It's a great family park and it's lots of fun for everyone.
I'm here at Cove Park, which is located at the south end of Kalama Park. It's conveniently located in central Kihei, and the surfing conditions are excellent for beginners. There's a surfing school here, so you can have a commercial lesson, or if you're just an individual who wants to learn for the first time, it provides a great opportunity, as the waves here are usually small and consistent. I highly recommend this spot. In fact, this is where I taught my kids to surf their first time.
Whether you're surfing, snorkeling, diving, or kayaking, you can stay safe by remembering these simple rules. First, always use the buddy system and never go out in the water alone. Second, before you enter the water, check to make sure that the ocean conditions are safe. You can ask your local dive shop or a lifeguard for current conditions. Remember, when in doubt, don't go out. And finally, help protect Maui's ocean environment by avoiding contact with things like coral or green sea turtles or other marine animals. The best thing you can do is take only photos and leave only bubbles. Maui's ocean environment offers endless adventures both above and below the water. So grab your board, your mask, or your paddle and have a great time getting wet here on Maui.
You're watching the Maui Visitor Channel, MVC, your complete source for all things Maui.
The sport of surfing was born in Polynesia and brought to Hawaii about 1,000 years ago by voyagers from Tahiti and Marquesas. He'enalu, to surf waves in Hawaiian, became a daily recreation for men, women, and children after long being a sport reserved for the ali'i or royalty. Riding heavy wooden longboards up to 20 feet in length and weighing over 100 pounds, kings and queens in Hawaii commanded the best spots for waves. In time, the sport spread to non-ali'i as well, and boards of varying sizes became the norm, commonly ranging from 6 to 9 feet, and made from various trees such as wiliwili, koa, and kukui. The Polynesians surfed primarily laying down on their boards, but over time, Hawaiians perfected and advanced the sport to standing on their boards, giving us the surfing we know today. In 1779, during Captain Cook's ill-fated visit to the islands, accounts of surfing in Hawaii were recorded and brought back to Europe for the first time. With the arrival of Christian missionaries in the 1820s, surfing suffered a massive setback as their Calvinistic ways were enforced upon Hawaiians. Not until the early 1900s would surfing enjoy its first renaissance, after writers like Mark Twain and Jack London shared its virtues and the exoticism of Hawaii with the world. In 1912, Hawaiian beach boy Duke Kahanamoku caused a sensation in Southern California with a display of his surfing skills on his way to swimming in the Olympic Games in Sweden. After winning gold in Stockholm, Duke became world famous and was soon the de facto ambassador of both surfing and the spirit of aloha, sharing both of these uniquely Hawaiian gifts with everyone he came in contact with. Surfing was back. By the 1920s and 30s, images of surfing played largely in attracting tourists to Hawaii, and as tourism to the islands grew, so too did surfing's appeal. In 1957, the fictional character of Gidget was born, and through her books and movies, she further helped popularize surfing. And surfing's popularity continues to grow through competitions, fashion, and music, becoming a way of life for many. Currently, there are an estimated 20 million surfers worldwide, fueling an industry that generates in excess of $7 billion annually. And at the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo, surfing was included for the very first time, a milestone Duke Kahanamoku would be especially proud of. The 50s also saw the introduction of fiberglass on foam for stronger, lighter board construction, and the evolution of the modern surfboard continued. Now, much smaller and more maneuverable boards were possible, and along with them, the sport itself changed. No longer were surfers relegated to long boards and drawn-out turns. With the newer, shorter boards, much faster and aggressive surfing styles were possible, and surfers now had a choice of how and what to ride. Today, shortboard aerials are all the rage, as well as new upstarts like foil boarding and the resurgence of stand-up paddling. Surfing is riding a wave of popularity into the 21st century, and Hawaii offers one of the best places in the world to learn this exciting, life-changing sport, with a variety of spots ideal for teaching, as well as expert instructors and top-notch gear. If you've never tried it and always been curious, go ahead, dive in and take a lesson. Surfing could change your life. It all begins with the first wave.
When you look out, you see a beautiful blue ocean, calm seas, and a lot of times people don't see the beast that's hidden within that beauty. And it doesn't necessarily mean big waves. It can deal with strong currents, strong winds. There's many dangers that exist, and the most important thing is always try and swim where there's a lifeguard.
Something that Uncle Archie shared with me that I still carry today was be present in our environment and take some time to assess the conditions. Know and be aware of the wind, the current, where the waves are breaking, a safe place to enter and exit the water. See if there's any lifeguard warnings posted on the beach. If you're ever worried about the conditions or nervous at all, talk to a lifeguard.
Mother Nature is always in control. It's about understanding Mother Nature, respecting Mother Nature, and that will allow you to have the most fun for the giving activity that you're doing.
You know, there's no better place in the world to watch whales than these beautiful waters off Lahaina, Maui. Aloha, I'm Jim Kuhn with Trilogy Excursions. We're Maui's oldest sailboat company, and whale watching has sure seen a lot of changes over the years here off Maui. In the 19th century, when Lahaina was the whaling capital of the world for recreation for the whalers, when they would come here, these waters were filled with whaling ships coming from the Kamchatka Sea and the northern waters where they'd been hunting whales. Up until today's eco-friendly whale watching tours, where you can go out on beautiful vessels and get some of the very finest whale watching in the world.
Beautiful! Oh, you got on deck. He's just enjoying the microphone They're freezing! Yeah! Best whale show ever!
And a relatively recent development in the history of whales and whaling has been the development of the Hawaiian Islands Humpback Whale National Marine Sanctuary. The sanctuary is a protected area that encompasses virtually all the water surrounding Maui, literally hundreds of miles of habitat where whales can breed and calve and have a place of safety to spend the winter months when they've come down from Alaska and the feeding grounds. I'm here with Alan Tom and David Matilla from the Office of National Marine Sanctuaries to talk a little bit about the sanctuary and the impact that it has here in Hawaiian waters.
The Hawaiian Islands Humpback Whale National Marine Sanctuary was created because this is a very special place. The humpback whale is still an endangered animal, and there's very few places in the world where you can come and see these magnificent creatures and their calves right offshore. Trilogy and your leadership, Jim, has been actually instrumental in helping create this sanctuary. What we're finding is that year after year, the animal population seems to be increasing, which is a good sign. So what you're going to see here when you go out into our waters is a lot of activity, a lot of humpback whales, a lot of calves, a lot of male and female escorts, a lot of activity happening here off the waters off Maui. You see so many whales out here sort of going about their activities that they've become so used to the boats. They have naturalists on board that really help interpret and make that experience for people going out on the water and into the sanctuary that much more special. We have David Matilla here from the Humpback Whale Sanctuary. He's the research coordinator. He can explain a little bit more about some of the scientific research going on in the sanctuary.
Thanks, Alan. Actually, Hawaiian Islands and the sanctuary here is the premier place in the world to study humpback whales, and for the same reasons that it's a premier place to see humpback whales. There are a growing number of whales, they're close to shore, and they're in very clear, calm waters most of the time. So it's been the epicenter for the study of the behaviors like singing and mating of the humpback whales that come here. We initiated the largest research project ever undertaken and to study humpback whales in the entire North Pacific, and found just how important Hawaii is to the humpback whales of the entire North Pacific. The whales coming here are not only just coming from Alaska, that's the majority, but they also come from Far East Russia and British Columbia. So we've had an international group of whales that come here. Of course, we know they're all Hawaiian because they're born here. The whales come here from all these northern feeding areas, and they're actually fasting for the whole time that they're here. They're not eating anything, but what they're interested in is each other. The females are looking for calm, clear, warm waters to give birth to their young, and the males, of course, are looking for females. I've had the good fortune in my career to study humpback whales almost all over the world, and I can assure you this is the primary breeding ground for humpback whales in the world. This is the best place in the world to come and see them, to come and study them. It's a remarkable spot.
Oh yeah, when you can see the eyes open right now, looking right at you. Maybe not you, maybe it.
Synchronize.
Now get out there and enjoy these beautiful creatures and the most beautiful waters on the planet and enjoy a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Aloha.
You're watching the Maui Visitor Channel, MVC, your complete source for all things Maui.
Everyone has questions when they get to Maui. Whether you're an intrepid backpacker, a bargain-hunting family, or just a pleasure-seeking vacationer, the #1 Maui destination question is, where's the beach? With over 40 miles of sandy splendor, Maui is an idyllic island setting, no matter what your tastes or temperament. So how will you know exactly where to find the right beach for you? That's where we come in. Here are your most frequently asked questions about beaches and our best answers.
I want to see really big waves. Where can I go for that?
If you're betting on big wave surf, then set your sights on these 3 beaches. A frequent spot for the Women's Billabong Championships, Honolulu Bay churns out some of the most amazing sets and world-class surfers. You can watch from the cliffs for some of the most spectacular action in West Maui. And as an added bonus, when the waves aren't rolling, the snorkeling here is superb. Please be considerate for this protected marine preserve as there are no facilities. On the North Shore is Ho'okipa Beach, the windsurfing capital of the world, attracting many of the world's top wind and kite surfers and hosting numerous international competitions. Ho'okipa has some of the most consistent big surf on Maui. And if you're not an expert windsurfer, you might just be content watching from the picnic area. We can't bring up big wave surfing without mentioning Peahi, also known as Jaws. These legendary 20 to 60 foot waves only appear a few times in winter and are only braved by a handful of professionals and adrenaline junkies. The best viewing is from the bluff, not the beach. But since it's on private property, you may have to resign yourself to watching it on TV.
Which beaches have the best snorkeling and diving?
Half the fun of going to the beach is getting into the water. A never-fail spot for snorkeling is Black Rock on Ka'anapali Beach. On both the north and south ends, this lava reef wall has excellent visibility and an amazing abundance of sea life. On the north end of Ka'anapali is the magnificent Kahekili Beach, or Airport Beach. This area is ideal for families with small children and offers calm, protected waters with an expansive beach structure for snorkeling. There's even a shaded picnic area with restrooms and plenty of grass. One of the best beach dives is at Ulua Beach in Wailea. Not only does this beach offer unparalleled expanses of soft white sand, but the rocky points at both ends of the beach supply ample aquatic life for avid divers.
What's a good beach for the whole family?
What better place to take your little ones than a beach named after them? Baby Beach in Lahaina is a gently sloping white sand beach with calm, shallow waters protected by coral. The showers at both ends of the beach will get little hands and feet nice and clean. Or on the North Shore, just before Paia, is the picture-perfect Baldwin Beach. The excellent swimming, bodyboarding, and a special protected lagoon make it terrific for kids. Napili Bay is a pristine pocket of sugary sand with amazing views of Molokai. The laid-back attitude is ideal for families, and the protected, crystal-clear water is a fantastic spot for turtle watching, snorkeling, swimming, and boogie boarding. D.T. Fleming's is not only one of the most stunning beaches, but it's also one of the most user-friendly, with lifeguards, barbecue grills, picnic tables, and plenty of shade. You could easily spend the entire day here with the entire family.
We want to do a lot of stuff on our holiday.
So which beaches have the best activities?
If action is what you crave, lay your towel down at these beaches. Ka'anapali has every activity imaginable to keep you occupied. From surfing, kayaking, hula lessons, parasailing, sailing, and world-class snorkeling and diving, you're bound to find the right activity for you. Much like Ka'anapali, the people at Wailea Beach know the meaning of a good time. Besides the resort amenities, you can participate in a wide variety of beach activities. Rent a hobie cat, kayak, or even jump on a giant water trampoline. It brings new meaning to fun in the sun. Don't go anywhere, because when we get back, we'll answer more of your most frequently asked questions about Maui's beaches.
You're watching the Maui Visitor Channel, your complete source for all things Maui.
Welcome back to our most frequently asked questions about Maui's beaches. We're here at Ka'anapali's Beach Walk, which is the perfect place to answer our next question.
So are there any good walking beaches around here?
Whether for a morning workout or sunset stroll, Maui's beaches are ideal for a promenade in paradise. Ma'alaya, or Sugar Beach, is perhaps the most well-known walking beach. This 4-mile stretch of white sand connects Ma'alaya to Kihei and has sand fine enough to walk barefoot. Both Ka'anapali and the Wailea areas have paved walking routes. Ka'anapali's begins at the Hyatt and winds along the entire beach to the Sheraton. It's a great place to see and be seen. Wailea's coastal trail begins at Mokapu Beach and meanders from one perfect crescent beach to the next. Feel free to stop and explore one or more of the 5 amazing resorts along the walkway. Perhaps the most romantic beach on the island, Ke'awakapu is the place to enjoy incredible sunsets. Many couples come here specifically to stroll hand in hand on this long stretch of golden sand.
I just want to be pampered. What beach can do that for me?
This is our favorite question. If luxury and constant pampering are your ideas of paradise, then Maui is happy to deliver. Fronting the 4 seasons and Grand Wailea resorts, Wailea Beach is a wide and wonderful crescent graced with lovely fine sand and clear rolling waves. There's no shortage of resort amenities, from sipping Mai Tais to ocean view massages and decadent spa treatments. A string of exclusive resorts line the sugary sands of Ka'anapali, ready to spoil anyone willing to indulge. You can even hire your own beach butler and cabana through one of the resorts, or experience world-class shopping at Whalers Village. And Kapalua Bay is an enchanting gem of white sand, bound by swaying palms and the rolling green lawns of the exclusive Kapalua resorts of West Maui. Sheltered from big waves and strong currents, Kapalua is one of the safest swimming beaches and finest snorkeling and diving sites in all of Hawaii.
Hi, we're looking for a nice secluded beach where the 4 of us can just hang out and not have all these tourists. Do you know a place?
It's hard to get much more secluded than Hana, and if you're looking to get away from everything and enjoy doing nothing at all, then you'll find paradise at Hamoa Beach. Rimmed by cliffs, coconut palms, and beautiful flowering vegetation, Hamoa is truly an isolated haven. Po'olenalena is a little more accessible than Hana's beaches, but it's surprisingly often deserted. Located in South Maui, this half-mile sandy beach slopes gently into the ocean, making it perfect for swimming. Locals call Makena Big Beach, and that's exactly what it is, big. It's one of the last large undeveloped beaches in Hawaii. The beach is a mile long, as much as 100 yards wide, and often empty.
We'd like to see something really different.
Does Maui have any unusual beaches?
Unusual beaches? How about sand of a different color? Wainapa isn't exactly your typical beach with black sand that's actually small, smooth lava pebbles. But that's exactly what makes it so interesting. Set among lava cliffs within Wainapa State Park, this breathtaking beach also features a small sea arch, sea caves, and lava tubes. Isolated and admittedly a little hard to get to, Kaihalulu, or Red Sand Beach, gets its red-black color from the crumbling cinder cone hill that surrounds the bay. The view of the red sand against cobalt waters, green ironwood trees, and a rocky lava seawall is unmatched.
So where's the best beach?
Maui is blessed with miles of magnificent beaches, each with a different personality and landscape. We encourage you to explore them all because the question shouldn't be, where's the best beach? But rather, where's the best beach for you? And if you're still not sure, then just follow the blue beach access signs and you'll soon find that paradise is only a few footsteps away.
Everyone loves to go to a beautiful Hawaiian tan. Amazing Maui